Deborah Berry with Gannett Newspapers, have several in Louisiana. Professor, you mentioned earlier that we need to take a low-tech approach. Could you talk a little bit more about that? And you also said that if we're not careful with cleanup, we can do more harm than good. Could you also elaborate on that?
That's a really good question, and it's a tough one for the public, to deal with, because the images that we have basically are Exxon with the hoses and gushing water to clean off the stones and rock along that shoreline. Again, we have two major differences in coastal Louisiana, and what I speak about related to low-tech issues is specifically to the muddy coast of the Delta, and it does not apply to, say, Alabama and Mississippi that have more sand barrier, or Florida. And so you have to be very specific to my comments related to the region. And again, it's muddy environments, and you have a very delicate connection between the plants and its sediment, as I've talked over and over again during this conversation. And we have to keep that intact, because if in fact we go out and with heavy equipment, or even people walking across this wetland, then we disrupt that connection, and that's the fabric that holds this ecosystem together, which is very, very importantly the habitat that these organisms that Tom talked about that are so critical in certain stages of their life cycle. And so if we disrupt that, it would do more harm than good. And there's a lot of bacteria in this mud, and so a lot of times you have to see what nature can do. And you use very low-tech, applying fertilizers, maybe applying sediment, applying certain enrichments to the system to fertilize its natural capacity to deal with the oil. Physical damage could be one of the worst things we could do in the deltas of Louisiana.